Most people go to bed with one simple belief: sleep is safe, sleep is rest, sleep is when the body heals. And most of the time, that is true. Your heart slows down, your breathing becomes calm, your body finally gets a break after a long day. But what many people don't realize is this: what you do before you sleep can change everything. I have seen cases that still stay in my mind. People who looked completely fine. They talked, laughed, ate dinner, and said goodnight like any normal day. Nothing seemed wrong, no big warning, no loud signal. And then, in the middle of the night, something went wrong. Quietly, without noise, without a chance to react. This is what makes it dangerous. It does not always come with pain first. It does not always wake you up in time. Sometimes the body is already under stress before you even lie down. You just don't feel it yet. Think about your heart like an engine. During the day, it works hard. It handles stress, food, movement, emotions. At night, it is supposed to slow down. It is supposed to cool off. But if you carry stress into the night or you overload your body before sleep, your heart does not get that rest. It keeps working harder than it should. And the scary part is you may feel normal. You may say, I'm just tired, or it's just a heavy meal, or it's just one more cigarette. These things feel small, they feel harmless, but inside your body, they can create pressure. Your blood pressure can rise, your heart rate can stay high, your blood can become thicker, oxygen levels can drop. Now imagine this happening while you are asleep. You are not aware. You cannot adjust. You cannot react. Your body is trying to fight something quietly. If the pressure gets too high, if the heart cannot keep up, or if blood flow is blocked, that is when a heart attack or stroke can happen. And it happens in silence. That is why this is not about fear. It is about awareness. Because many people only think danger comes during the day. They think if something serious happens, they will feel it and act. But night is different. Your body is alone in handling it. I want you to understand something very clearly. These risks do not start in your sleep. They start before your sleep. They build slowly from habits that seem normal, from routines you repeat every night without thinking twice. Maybe it is eating too late. Maybe it is going to bed with stress still in your chest. Maybe it is using your phone until your brain is overactive. Maybe it is smoking or drinking right before lying down. Each one adds a small load. Alone, they seem fine. Together, they can become dangerous, and the body has limits. I have seen people ignore small discomforts at night: a slight heaviness in the chest, a strange feeling in the arm, a bit of dizziness. They brush it off. They say, I'll sleep it off. But sometimes sleep does not fix it. Sometimes it becomes the moment when things get worse. This is why you need to respect the night. Not fear it, but respect it. Your body is asking for calm. It is asking for balance. It is asking for a chance to slow down. When you give it that, your heart thanks you. When you don't, the risk grows quietly. And the hardest truth is this: many people only realize this after it is too late. So never assume that sleep alone will protect you, because what you do before sleep decides how safe that night really is. Let me be very clear with you now. There isn't just one rare thing that causes this. It's not some strange condition that only a few people have. It is something very common, something many people do almost every night without thinking: late night heavy eating. I know it sounds simple, almost harmless. People say, it's just dinner, or I was busy all day, I'll eat now. Some even feel relaxed after a big meal. But what you don't see is what happens inside your body right after that. When you eat a heavy meal late at night, your body goes into work mode. Digestion is not a small job. Your stomach, your intestines, your blood flow, all of it becomes active. Your heart has to pump more blood to help process that food. It has to work harder, not slower. But here is the problem. Night is the time your body is supposed to slow down. Your heart should be resting. Your system should be calming. Instead, you force it to stay busy. Now imagine lying down right after eating. The body is still trying to digest. Blood pressure can rise. Your heart rate may stay higher than normal. You may not feel it strongly, but the strain is there. For some people, this is where things start to go wrong. Heavy meals, especially oily or salty food, can also affect your blood in ways you don't notice. It can make your blood thicker for a time. It can increase pressure inside your vessels. If someone already has a weak heart, blocked arteries, or high blood pressure, this extra load can be too much. And remember, all of this is happening while you are getting ready to sleep. Then comes another habit: smoking before bed. Many people think one cigarette helps them relax. But nicotine does the opposite inside your body. It tightens blood vessels, it raises heart rate, it increases blood pressure. So instead of calming your system, it is pushing it harder. You may feel calm in your mind, but your body is under stress. Now combine both: a heavy meal and a cigarette. This is not rare, this is common. And this combination can create a perfect storm inside your body. Your heart is already working hard from digestion. Now your blood vessels are tight. Oxygen flow is not smooth. Pressure builds. And then you go to sleep. Another habit I see often is staying up too late. Long hours on the phone, watching videos, scrolling without stopping. Your brain stays active. Your body does not get the signal to slow down. Even when you finally close your eyes, your system is not fully relaxed. Sleep becomes shallow. Your heart does not get deep rest. Your body stays in a half-alert state. Over time, these habits build pressure, not in one night, but night after night, and then one night, your body reaches its limit. People often ask, why did it happen suddenly? But the truth is, it was not sudden. It was building slowly, quietly from these small routines. I'm not saying you can never eat at night. I'm not saying you can never relax. But there is a difference between light and heavy, between calm and overload. Your body can handle balance. It struggles with excess. If you listen closely, your body gives signs: feeling too full, heart beating a bit fast, slight discomfort, trouble settling into sleep. These are not random, these are signals. Ignoring them again and again is where the risk grows. So when you think about your night routine, don't just think about comfort. Think about what your body is going through, because sometimes the most normal habit can become the most dangerous one when it is done at the wrong time, in the wrong way. Now let's talk about what really happens inside your body when you fall asleep, because this is the part most people never think about. You close your eyes and you feel like everything just shuts down, but your body is still working. Your heart is still beating. Your blood is still moving. Your brain is still active, just in a different way. In a healthy situation, sleep is a time of repair. Your heart slows down. Your blood pressure drops. Your breathing becomes steady. This is how your body protects itself. It is like a quiet reset. But when your body is under stress before sleep, this normal process gets disturbed. Instead of slowing down, your heart keeps working harder than it should. Your pulse may stay a bit fast. Your blood pressure may stay higher. You may not feel it because you are asleep. But inside, your system is not calm. Now think about your blood. It carries oxygen to your heart and brain. That flow needs to stay smooth. But when your body is stressed, the blood can become thicker for a short time. The vessels can tighten. The flow becomes less smooth. If there is already a small blockage in a blood vessel, this is where the risk grows. A clot can form, or a narrow passage can get fully blocked. And if that happens in the heart, it leads to a heart attack. If it happens in the brain, it leads to a stroke. And the hardest part is this: it can happen without waking you up. Your oxygen levels can also drop during sleep, especially if your breathing is not steady. Some people snore heavily. Some have pauses in breathing without knowing it. When oxygen drops, your heart tries to push harder to supply the body. This adds more strain. So now imagine this whole picture together. The heart is working harder. Blood pressure is not low like it should be. Blood flow is not smooth. Oxygen levels are dipping, and you are in deep sleep, unaware. This is when the body can reach a breaking point. Sometimes the heart rhythm can become unstable. It may start beating irregularly, sometimes too fast, sometimes too weak. If the rhythm goes off too much, the heart cannot pump properly. Blood does not reach the brain in the right way. In those moments, things can turn serious very quickly. People often think a heart attack comes with loud pain and clear signs. But during sleep, it can be silent. A person may just shift in bed, feel a slight discomfort, or nothing at all. There is no call for help, no time to react. The same with a stroke. A clot can block blood to the brain, and because the person is asleep, they cannot notice the early signs. By the time morning comes, the damage may already be done. This is why night can be risky when the body is not in the right state. Your body needs that drop in pressure. It needs that calm rhythm. It needs smooth blood flow. It needs steady oxygen. These are not small things. These are what keep you safe while you sleep. If even one of these goes wrong, the risk starts to rise. If several go wrong at the same time, the risk becomes much higher. And again, it comes back to what you do before sleep, because that is what sets the stage for the whole night. If you go to bed calm with a light body and a relaxed mind, your system works the way it should. But if you go to bed overloaded, stressed, or stimulated, your body carries that into the night. Sleep does not fix everything instantly. It follows the condition you give it. This is why you cannot take your night routine lightly, because once you are asleep, your body is on its own. And if it is already struggling, there may be no second chance to correct it in time. So understand this clearly. What happens inside your body at night is quiet, but it is powerful, and it can decide everything. Now I want you to pay close attention to this part, because this is where many lives could be saved. Your body almost always gives a warning. It does not jump from normal to danger without saying anything. The problem is, most people ignore those signs. They push them aside. They explain them away. You may feel a slight pressure in your chest. Not strong pain, just a tight feeling. You tell yourself it's gas, you say it will pass. And maybe sometimes it does, but not always. You may feel your heart beating faster than usual. You're lying in bed, and you can feel the thump in your chest. It feels a bit uncomfortable, but you think, I'm just tired, or I had a long day. So you ignore it. Some people feel a strange discomfort in the arm, the neck, or the jaw. It is not sharp, it is dull, it comes and goes, easy to ignore, easy to blame on something simple like posture or stress. There is also dizziness, a light feeling in the head, a moment where things don't feel steady. You pause, maybe sit down, and then you move on like nothing happened. And then there is this feeling many people struggle to describe, a sense that something is not right. You feel uneasy, restless. You cannot settle down. You change sides in bed again and again. You feel like your body is not at peace. These signs may seem small, but they are not random. They are your body asking for attention. The danger comes when you silence these signals, when you say, I'll just sleep it off. That is a very common thought. People believe sleep will fix everything, but sometimes sleep is when things can get worse if the problem is already there. Another sign people ignore is shortness of breath. You lie down and you feel like your breathing is not as easy as it should be. You may need to sit up for a moment or take a deep breath to feel okay. This is not something to brush off. Sweating without reason is also a signal. You are not in heat. You are not moving, but your body feels clammy. Your skin feels cold and sweaty. This is not normal, especially at rest. Some people also feel nausea, a strange discomfort in the stomach. Again, easy to think it is just food. But when it comes with other signs, it matters more. The problem is not just the signs. The problem is the habit of ignoring them. People are busy. They are tired. They don't want to think something serious is happening. So they choose the easy answer. They choose to wait. They choose to sleep. But the body does not wait. If a blood vessel is narrowing, it can close further. If the heart is under stress, it can weaken more. If a clot is forming, it can grow. These things do not pause just because you decide to ignore them. I have seen people who had these signs for hours before something serious happened. They had time. Their body tried to warn them, but they did not act. Even telling someone, even staying awake a bit longer, even getting checked, these small actions can make a big difference. But when you ignore everything and go to sleep, you take away that chance. I want you to change one simple habit. Do not ignore unusual feelings in your body, especially at night. If something feels off, give it attention. Even if it turns out to be nothing, it is better to be safe. Your body speaks in small ways before it screams. If you learn to listen early, you can protect yourself. Because once the warning signs are ignored, the next step may not give you another chance to respond. Now, let's talk about who is at higher risk. This part matters because many people think, this won't happen to me. They believe it only happens to others. But risk is not always obvious. It builds quietly over time. First, people over the age of 40. As we grow older, the body changes. Blood vessels are not as flexible as before. The heart has worked for many years. It may not handle stress the same way it used to. This does not mean something bad will happen, but it means the margin for error becomes smaller. Then there are people with high blood pressure. Many don't even know they have it. They feel normal. They go about their day, but inside, the pressure in the blood vessels stays high. At night, when the body should relax, that pressure may not drop enough. This puts extra strain on the heart and the brain. Diabetes is another big factor. When sugar levels are not well controlled, it slowly damages blood vessels. It affects how blood flows. It can make the blood thicker. Over time, this raises the risk of blockages. And at night, when the body is already in a quiet state, this can become more dangerous. Then comes stress, not the loud kind you talk about, the silent kind you carry inside. Worry, tension, overthinking. You may lie down, but your mind keeps running. Your body stays alert. Your heart does not fully relax. Night after night, this adds pressure. Sleep habits also matter more than people think. Going to bed very late, eating heavy meals right before sleep, smoking or drinking at night. These are common habits. People see them as normal, but when combined with other risks, they can push the body too far. Now, here's something important. Even young people are not fully safe. This is where many get surprised. A person in their 20s or 30s may think they are strong, and yes, the body is stronger at that age. But if harmful habits are repeated again and again, the damage still builds. Smoking at a young age, poor sleep every night, high stress with no rest, fast food, heavy meals, no movement. These things may not show results immediately, but inside, changes are happening, slowly, quietly. Some people also have family history. If close family members had heart problems or strokes, the risk can be higher. This does not mean it will happen to you, but it means you need to be more careful. And then there are those who feel almost fine, not sick, not fully healthy, maybe a bit overweight, maybe a little tired most days, maybe some small issues they ignore. These small things add up. Risk is not about one big problem. It is often about many small things coming together. I want you to understand this clearly. Being at risk does not mean something bad will happen tonight. It means your body needs more care. It means your choices matter more. You don't need to be scared, but you do need to be aware. If you fall into any of these groups, your night routine becomes even more important. What you eat, how you relax when you sleep, how you listen to your body, these things can protect you or harm you. And even if you don't see yourself in these groups, it is still wise to take care because risk can grow over time without making noise. I've seen people who thought they were fine until the moment they were not. That is the truth many learn too late. So don't wait for a problem to prove you are at risk. Respect your body early. Make better choices before something forces you to, because when risk is ignored, it does not go away. It waits quietly until one night it shows up without warning. Now let's come to the most important part, because after all the fear, all the risks, and all the warnings, the real question is simple. What can you actually do to protect yourself? And the good news is this: you don't need anything complicated. You don't need expensive treatment. You don't need big lifestyle changes overnight. Small daily habits can make a real difference, but only if you follow them consistently. First, avoid heavy meals late at night. This is one of the simplest and most powerful changes. Try to finish your dinner early. Give your body time to digest before sleep. If you eat too much right before bed, your heart and stomach stay active when they should be resting. A light meal is always safer at night. Second, give your body time to slow down before sleep. Don't go from stress straight to bed. Don't jump from phone scrolling to sleeping instantly. Sit for a while. Let your mind relax. Let your breathing slow. This helps your heart move into a calm rhythm naturally. Third, reduce screen time before bed. Phones and videos keep your brain active. Even if your body is tired, your mind stays awake. This delays real rest. Try putting your phone aside, at least some time before sleeping. Let your brain switch off slowly. Fourth, avoid smoking or anything that puts extra pressure on your heart at night. Many people think it helps them relax, but inside the body, it does the opposite. It tightens blood vessels and forces the heart to work harder when it should be resting. Fifth, watch your stress levels. Watch. This is not always easy, but it is very important. If something is bothering you, don't carry it silently into bed. Talk to someone. Write it down. Clear your mind before sleep. A calm mind helps a calm heart. Sixth, keep your sleep routine regular. Try to sleep and wake up around the same time every day. Your body likes rhythm. When your sleep time keeps changing, your heart and system get confused. A stable routine helps your body stay balanced. Seventh, listen to your body. This is something many people forget. If you feel something unusual, don't ignore it. Tight chest, strange heartbeat, dizziness, or discomfort at night should not be pushed aside. Even if it turns out to be nothing, it is always better to be safe. Eighth, stay active during the day. Even simple walking helps your heart stay strong. When your body is active in the day, it rests better at night. A weak or inactive body struggles more during sleep. And finally, take your health seriously before problems start, not after. Prevention is always easier than treatment. You don't need to wait for a warning sign to make changes. You can start now with small steps. I want you to understand something very clearly. These changes are not about fear. They are about control. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control your habits. And your habits decide how your body behaves at night. Many heart problems don't happen suddenly without reason. They build slowly. From small choices repeated every day. Late meals, poor sleep, stress, smoking, ignoring signs. All of it adds up. But the same is true in reverse. Good habits also add up. A lighter dinner, a calm mind, better sleep, less stress, a steady routine. These things slowly protect your heart without you even noticing. You don't need perfection. You just need awareness and small improvement. If you start respecting your night routine, your body responds. It becomes calmer, your heart works more smoothly, your sleep becomes safer. So don't wait for a warning you cannot ignore. Start making your nights safer today because your heart deserves that chance to rest in peace.